So there is this breaking news today that says that Ipob declares Southeast shutdown on Monday over Onitsha main market closure, demands Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. So people are saying that this directive is very, very dangerous because people will be very, very afraid to come out on Monday, knowing fully well the conditions Soludo gave to the traders in main market. So right now, Ipob has come out. Look at what they wrote. Ipob did not issue any sit-at-home directives. This so-called sit-at-home is another psychological plot to set Ipob up. Don't be deceived. On that day, they plan to murder innocent people and then accuse Ipob of enforcing the sit-at-home. That is the main reason for dragging Ipob on it. The sit-at-home currently observed voluntarily across Biafra was not issued by Ipob. It is a voluntary protest by the people themselves and has no connection to Ipob. Why involving Ipob? Because the Nigeria government has planned to murder people and blame Ipob as the enforcer or aggressor. So do not fall for it. Ipob has clearly distanced itself from the sit-at-home. People are observing it of their own free will, and attempt to link Ipob to it is evil. Calculated scheme to kill innocents will fall. We must resist this trap. I spoke with some DOS members and they confirmed Ipob did not issue any sit-at-home directive. Be alert, you are dealing with Nigeria. So this is what one of the Ipob members said, that Ipob did not give this directive or sit at home on Monday. So people are saying that this is kind of confusing, that this is time for Ima Powerful to come out to say something about this instead of confusing the Igbos in Southeast so that there will be no confusion. You guys know that Soludo said that he is not backing down, that come on Monday, if they did not open the Onitsha main market, that he's going to demolish it and then build schools in Onitsha main market or even turn it to offices for Agune Chamber. So the traders in Onitsha main market promised, to come on Monday to open their shops. So Ipob giving directive right now that they should not come out, while other people are coming and say no, it's not from Ipob. So it is kind of confusing. Like all we need in the Southeast right now is peace. Like we need peace in the Southeast. Like I don't know why Soludo started all this brouhaha in the Southeast again. Before you know it now, this thing will turn into another thing, which we don't really need in the Southeast. So my people, let me allow you guys to listen to this video and hear what Mr. Chinaka said concerning what APC chieftain said, that Muslims will not tolerate or be comfortable with a Christian ticket in Nigeria, as well as this Soludo brouhaha in Anambra. Take a listen, do well to subscribe, like, share, and leave your thoughts in the comment section.
An APC chieftain, Farouk Ali, you had today, and where he did speak greatly about the Muslim tickets. I'm sorry that I'm saying this again, but because it just really does irk me. So I think that it's very important that we talk about it. So he did say something about the Muslim tickets and about the fact that the Muslim North would not, they have the numbers and say they no go vote for president if in no balance in candidacy with a Muslim northerner. So people would think and say, I better not vex so. The person with the power not be Muslim, whether I'm from north, south, or east, not be Muslim in B. But they said that it has to be a Muslim to balance it because they have the numbers. That's what he said. And when further probed that if that's the case, if the Christians were to have a Christian ticket, would the North permit it? And he did say no, that the Northerners would not, that they would feel alienated, that be alienated, as it were. And then when further asked if they not be feel alienated, if you get Christian tickets, how about the Christians? How would they feel now? And he simply said, when we reach election, we talk about the members they talk. I don't know if you'd like to chime in on this very briefly, because there's been talks. He's not the first person who said this, that they would never accept a Christian Muslim as a candidate to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Do you think that this was the condition given to Tinubu ab initio, prior to the 2023 election, and that's why he had he had to go against the normal gentleman agreement that we had to break through the balance of Christian Muslim candidacy and went ahead with the Muslim ticket, irrespective of how Christians felt at that time. And do you think that indeed the Christians are not complaining? Because I mean, Mr. Farouk Ali, you made a case for Christians, and they're not complaining, and that they're okay with it. And it looks like that Christians are also okay with it. Let me quickly take a thought on that before we move on to other issues, sir, or the issues of the day.
Nigeria is an aberration.
Yeah.
And until people admit and accept the fact that something is fundamentally wrong in the foundation of Nigeria, we will keep having mad people, useless people, people who have no need to be in government, people who have no need to talk to the people, coming on air to spew rubbish. And that is what is happening. And I don't blame the North. Honestly speaking, I don't blame the North. I don't blame the Northern Muslims. I don't blame the Fulanis, who are, first of all, been able to capture and subdue the entire Hausa North. I don't blame them. I blame the so-called non-entities we have in the South that call themselves leaders, who have not seen the need to correct the aberration that Nigeria has continued to stand upon. You had an Obasanjo there as the president. You had a Jonathan there as the president. These two people are from the South. Why were they not able to find a solution to these consistent claims by the North of being more in numbers? And when they say they are more in numbers, in other words, they're telling you that, we decide who becomes the president. How many Northerners do you have in the Senate compared to the Southerners? How many? How many honorable members do you have in the Federal House of Representatives that are from the North, that are Muslims, compared to what you have in the South? How many states do you have in the North, in the entire North, compared to the states you have in the South? And then when the Igbo man talks about marginalization, people will shout him down. The truth of the matter is that every strata of Nigeria today, in one way or the other, they are feeling the pain of marginalization, which the Southeast has always agitated against. But the truth of the matter is this. I listened to that interview and I felt upset, I felt bad, I felt terrible. That in a Nigeria we're trying to build, in a united Nigeria, so to say, in a country we have said that the unity, that Nigeria is not indivisible, it's not even negotiable. You now see people coming out to tell you that a particular region and a particular religion determines what happens. And people are keeping quiet. Your Christians, your Khan, they are keeping your pastors who have been busy preaching tithe and offering, healing and miracle. They're keeping quiet. The only thing they have done with Christendom in the South, even in the North, where you have some Christians, is to hold the people down. They have used Christianity to suppress the people. Rather than speak truth to power, rather than get the people involved, rather than ask the people to fight for themselves, you tell them, go and pray, go and pray, go and pray. And in all this prayer they have been praying, nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing. You saw what happened in 2023 when they came up with a Muslim ticket. You saw how they ganged up some fake pastors. And Khan kept quiet. Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria kept quiet. And you think it is funny? So when people tell, now that the North has started speaking like this, some of us too will tell them what they don't know. The poverty in the North, who is causing it? The lack of education in the North, who is causing it? Is it not the wicked Northern leaders they have? Who end up training their own children? The Fulanis train their children. They send their children abroad to get the best education. But what are they doing to the Hausas? The Hausas, they don't see education. They are the ones you see on the streets as Almajonis. So now that the North is becoming bolding to tell you to your face, to tell Nigerians that indirectly what they are saying is that Nigeria is an Islamic state. When Gowon also took Nigeria into OIC also, why did we complain? When he started that journey into OIC, why didn't we complain? You and I know that Nigeria is a member of OIC. Because the Christians have this nonchalant attitude, I don't care attitude. You expect God to come down from heaven and do what you're supposed to do. God has given you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. There is nothing you want to be able to take over this world, to be able to govern this world, to be able to live a happy life. That is not in that Bible. But our men of God have decided that no, morality should not be taught in the church. Standing on your own and fighting for your rights should not be taught in the church. And yet they forget that Jesus Christ.
Ihre App für Kryptoinvestments und Ihre App zum Investieren in Aktien. Es geht auch alles in...
Today, nobody, no religious person, no man of God preaches liberation theology. The only theology they know is tithe and offering, vigil and miracle. All the warehouses in Lagos, all over the country, churches have bought all of them. Yet, those who go to those churches, they contribute money to build schools. They contribute money to build hospitals. Their children cannot attend such schools. I feel so bad. I felt so ashamed this afternoon that the Muslim, this is not the first person to talk about it. But all the Christian pastors have gone to sleep. All those who call themselves elders in the South, they have gone to sleep. Nobody's talking about it. We're just watching. Nigerians are behaving as if they have been cursed. If a spell has been cast on everyone. But the mistake these people are making, and the mistake the government is making, is that they are failing to understand that such utterances are hate speech. Such utterances from reputable people can actually push this country into chaos. Bad as it is, Nigeria is already a failed state. And some people will sit down and they're pouring petrol, waiting for who will strike the match. It is high time those who call themselves leaders and elders in the South begin to think as if there's no boss. They should begin to match action with words. I mean, words with action. They should come out boldly and speak. If they have sold Nigeria out as a Muslim ticket, if they have sold Nigeria out as an Islamic state, then they should tell us so that all of us can convert to Islam. This is a Nigeria where a Christian will be killed. In the north, all the pastors will go quiet. This is a country where, outsiders are telling you that there is a genocide going on in this country against Christians. You see some men of God coming mounting the pulpit to tell you that it is not. They should continue. They should continue. When the heat will get hotter, everybody will abandon the kitchen.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Sincere apologies. I just thought to pick your mind on that conversation, but you did mention a few things. So let me just get started with the stops very quickly because there is quite a lot to talk about. Since we don't talk about the Christian Muslim thing already. So, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz has expressed concerns over the Nigerian government's slow response to the abduction of the 177 Christians in Kaduna State. The abduction occurred, I think, on January 18, 2026, this year. But despite government assurances that the victims would be out, they still remain in captivity. So, U.S. Senator don't say this people still there. This evil continues. In fact, they're seeking for. He's saying that they should leverage on more sanctions and penalties. Excuse me, more sanctions and penalties for the Nigerian government so that they would act more swiftly when these attacks happen. Do you see more sanctions from the United States, as a tool to help us curb
You
this?
see, it's not about sanction. It's about being intentional with steps and actions that will be taken. You remember when on the 25th of December, when American government said, working in conjunction with the federal government, as we were told, carried out airstrikes in Sokoto.
Yes. Yeah.
And
But no, thanks. Just to cut you a bit on that, Abduning, you don't come to say the federal government don't get any rights to even make partnership with the US to conduct a strike without arbitrarily like that. And they don't have the strike. Yeah, they don't have that right. So go ahead, sir.
well, whether they have the right or not, the strike took place. And the first reaction you got from a lot of learned people in the north, because now you won't be saying Fulani anymore. You'll be saying the north. What you got from the north was condemnation. There were just a few of them who kind of came out because those ones had common sense. Those ones had common sense. But the ones without common sense condemned it. And as the days went by, Sheikh Gumi came out openly and said that why should Nigeria be entering into a pact with America when you have Turkey, you have Pakistan, you have India? And immediately he said that, feathers went up. Everybody was like, what? Pakistan? Turkey? What's going on? And people started thinking about his life and where he served when he was in the military. And at the end of the day, what has happened? Your president has indirectly, so to say, abandoned whatever he started with the Americans. He has gone to Turkey to sign a memorandum of understanding.
No, sir. The president never said they abandoned their deal MOU with the US or bilateral relations.
The body language of your president is very obvious.
Yeah.
Yes. The body language, why has he not gone to America?
Was he invited and he refused to go?
No, so he needs to be invited.
He should.
Was he invited to come to Turkey?
But he got a nod.
Did you see the invitation?
From the US and he hasn't gone.
Did you see pressure? Did you see the invitation?
But has he gotten a nod from the US?
If you are talking of a nod, have you forgotten that your government, the government of President Bola Tinubu, is being accused of spending $9 million? Have you forgotten that?
On what, sir?
$9 million to carry out, propaganda to bribe. We are told that it's used to bribe members of the Senate and all of that.
They want to lobby against Christian genocide.
It is bribe. Lobby, not call now international, they call a lobby. Now bribe. The money that passes under the table is bribe.
But in the United States, that lobbying thing, no matter what did they do for US, so not be bribe.
Good. So Nigeria can go and be doing it at the detriment of the citizens. So now we are waiting. Turkey is now going to be the next point of destination to help Nigeria curb insurgents. I mean, does it not sound funny? It now shows you who the government is listening to. That's what it shows you. Does it not show you now that the government is listening more to a Sheikh Gumi than to any other person? Don't you see this move as a victory for Sheikh Gumi? The man who has openly told you that each time he goes to meet these bandits to negotiate, now he goes with Nigerian government officials. He goes with the army to protect him. He goes with the police.
So do you think that the bilateral agreement with Turkey will not help in the killing of Christians? Or to curb the insecurity?
Precious, I watched the interview of the interview you talked about earlier. What's the name of that?
Farouk Aliyu.
Sorry?
Farouk Aliyu.
Yes, I watched that interview and I could see a lot of pretense with the manner and where he was answering the questions. Each time you bring these northerners, each time you confront them face to face, they begin to now tell you that it is not only the Southerners that are being killed. It is not only Christians that are being killed. Tell me, Precious, data-wise, how many mosques have you seen Christians walk into and kidnap the worshippers? There's a video, I'm sure you have seen the video, that's been trending where ISIS, or whatever they call them, claim that they were executing some people who they claim were selling out information. The video has been trending. It's been trending in the last few days. And each time they want to execute, what do they shout? Allah, what does that mean? Do they sound in Jesus' name? So you have a situation where you have people who, in one breath, they will tell you, oh, this religion is holy, it's perfect. It has nothing to do with killing. It has nothing to do with chasing people away from their ancestral homes. But those who do these things, what religion do they belong to? Are they idol worshippers? They are not. How many times have you seen the North, condemn the activities of this so-called, even the headsmen? Even the headsmen. So we need to stop playing around this thing. We need to face the reality. So when you hear people come out to say there is an agenda to Islamize Nigeria, don't take it for granted. That is why Farouk will open his mouth and tell you that anything short of a Muslim ticket will not fly. That is how colonized they have seen the South. That is how colonized they have seen Christians. And everybody is keeping quiet. Everybody in the South, we're keeping quiet. Suddenly, people in the South want more unity than anybody. We want more unity. We want a united Nigeria more than anybody. And so we are ready to sacrifice our own. We are ready to sacrifice ourselves. We are ready to sacrifice our religion so that we can have one Nigeria. When a marriage is not working, it is best for everybody to abandon that marriage. So for me, good. It's a good thing to talk about sanctions. But the sanctions the American government will put in, is it going to affect those who are taking these responsibilities, who are meant to discharge, responsibility towards the Nigerian people? Maybe what the American government should start to do is to anybody in government in the last 10, 20 years, seize their properties in America, auction it out, and push other allies to do the same. Maybe then Africa will have some sanity. Maybe the leadership in Africa will have some sanity. Because don't forget, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had the opportunity when he was being sworn in as president to correct all the ills that have been going on in this country. But do you know why he shot himself in the leg? When he said he will continue where Buhari stopped. And then you ask, is Buhari, late Buhari, is this somebody that should be used as a role model? Is he qualified to be seen as a role model?
It might just have been a political statement, just
in that political statement, Precious, what have we seen that is different from what he's doing? When you call it political statement, he's leaving it out. And you still call it political statement. And you open your mouth to tell me it's a political statement. Something you'll see on a daily basis being played out. Well, if the Christians will sit back and close their eyes and close their ears and become deaf and dumb and behave like orphans and bastards and allow a Muslim ticket, then Nigeria is finished.
Oh, but they allowed it before, so what makes you think Christians
Nigeria
are
is finished.
playing again?
With what has played out so far, no sensible Nigerian would wake up and agree for a Muslim ticket.
All right, sir. So let's get straight to before I say upper wake markets. let's get straight to Onitsha, where the governor of Anambra State, Professor Soludo, has announced that his government will take over the running of Onitsha markets moving forward. Now, the governor had last Monday visited the market and also announced a 1-week closure over the continued adherence of sit-at-home protest by traders in the markets. Now, the closure had generated a lot of tension, leading to protests by the traders, while the governor stuck to his gung, more like stuck to his decision, insisting that the market will remain closed for 1 week. Saying on Monday we open them, and if you open them on Monday, nobody come market will look up for 1 year. He also held a meeting with the leaders of the market yesterday, where he presented them with 2 options. Now, though it was not a closed meeting, which held at the Lighthouse, a source in the meeting told this day newspaper that the traders chose to open their shops on Monday against an earlier option of demolishing and remodeling the market. So the source said that the governor gave them 2 options. One option, the first included they will resume full trading activities on Monday, mark attendance as required, while he regenerates and reorganizes the markets, demolish all illegal structures and plazas, and create proper space and car parks. The second includes to continue with sit-at-home on Monday and risk the demolition of the entire market and use 2 years for its reconstruction to restore it to his original master plan. You know, saying get master plan when you get for the market before you become governor. Now, everything it won't get back to me. Now, the governor told them that storing parking facilities in main markets is an emergency, and any illegal structure erected as that park would be demolished soonest. It was gathered that the traders chose the first option, which will involve them opening their shop on Monday, even though they didn't want to, and giving the governor the go-ahead to remove illegal structures to make way for wider roads on the market and restoring its parking space. So during the meeting, the governor told the traders that a committee will be set up to more like ratify all occupant shops in the market, and that will be done very soon. So bottom line, they say the marketers don't go. The marketers now come like saying I think they at the begging stage. I think they beg the governor right now. I would like to take a reaction with this very quickly because by the way, just before you react, IPOB don't declare a total shutdown across Biafra land, according to them, in solidarity with the lockdown scheduled for Monday lockdown of the market. And this lockdown, this is from Monday, February 2nd, across the southeast states. There will be lockdown. There will be closure of all markets and demand the immediate release of their leader, Nnamdi Kanu. So this one don't make now, don't Kukuma make Oga Soludo vex. He say if you try that sit at home and don't take over all in the market finish, so nothing I go fit do about it. Make I take a reaction because a lot of people when they talk say if like say this thing which Governor Soludo do now just to go begin find trouble when trouble no do because South Peace has been relatively peaceful since after this president Tinubu regime, and that some of the guys who are causing trouble had been on the low. Right now, you see one reawakening them again. And just as they talk that one, now we'll see the resurrection of Gentle, the Yahoo boy, where he come back again. That the Nigerian army had said that they are decimated, they are killed, only for him to come back and say nothing happened to him. Remember that one thing the Gentle did is that he accused Hope Uzodinma, your governor, of trying to using him. Oh, excuse me, your governor. Yes, trying to have bombastic side eyes and all what. If they accuse Soludo, say Soludo be won't use them to use assassinate people. That is in they try hire their work to use, do some kind of things where we say they're supposed to for them and all that. So this accusation, I don't know whether police eventually prove them before they say in die, don't kill him, disappear. Nigerian army now don't react to in death, in resurrection. Talk say he resurrects, make a check with Nigerian army. Talk, just take a listen to it because his resurrection is trending.
Official report on the existence of that video. However, what I can say is that in this current dispensation of AI, artificial intelligence, it is possible to create anything just to destabilize and cause panic within the society. Notwithstanding, as you said now, we will initiate necessary action with the relevant security agencies to confirm if it is true that he's back. And then necessary action will be taken to contain any individual or group that seeks to threaten our security and safety. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. President Chilaka, let me quickly take your thoughts on
that. From where the Gentle Army officer man stopped. He didn't come out to tell Nigerians whether Gentle Jack or Jack Gentle, whatever you want to call him, whether the man was really captured and whether the man was dead. We're not interested in AI, whether it is AI or not. The army should come out boldly and say that, yes, this man, we captured him. This man, we killed him. This is where we buried him. So that it will put this whole shenanigans to rest. But coming out to tell us that the video is AI does not answer the question. And that's the truth. So these days in government, anything government tells you, you will take it with a pinch of salt because most of these government have told Nigerians turned out to be lies. It is this same army that told us that there was no coup. But today, we hear that people, names, pictures have started flying all over the place that there truly was a coup. So let's leave that on one side. Let's go to Anambra State, where Professor Charles Soludo is speaking and spitting fire and threatening thunderstorm and everything. See, let me tell you, Precious, when Charles Soludo made the first announcement that he intends to stop the sit at home, I supported him. And why did I support him? I will support any governor in the Southeast that has a solution to stopping sit at home. But you cannot stop sit at home by force. You need to ask, find out, why have people embraced this sit at home? Are people sitting at home voluntarily? Or are people sitting at home because they are scared? So if you tell me that you want to stop sit at home, first and foremost, what I expect the governor to do is to appeal to all those policemen, those soldiers who man checkpoints from Tuesday to Sunday. Plead with them and say, we know you are causing nuisance in the southeast. We know that we have been complaining that you are extorting money from buses and passengers. We know that you have been standing at the checkpoint looking for Yahoo boys. We are very appreciative of that. Thank you so much. But we don't want to know, why do you guys abandon these checkpoints on Mondays? Why is it that on Mondays, when they say sit at home, we don't see people at the checkpoints? What is the problem? That is number one. Because by the time you bring these people back to those checkpoints, you would build the confidence of the people. Number two, and expected that Child Soludo on a Monday will ensure that every nook and cranny of the state, you have military policemen parading. So that when people see that there are policemen and soldiers on the road armed, they have no fear to come out. Because then you are assuring them that their lives and properties will be protected. You just sit in government house and you drink whatever brand of whiskey you want to drink, eat whatever type of food you want to eat, and then you buy, I'm satisfied. Everybody go out to the streets. When he was going to visit the market, why did he not drive alone? You saw the number of policemen, number of soldiers that followed him. Why did he drive alone? If he had gone out alone on his own to interact with the traders, I am telling you, they would have opened their shops. Even the Child Soludo that is saying, open your shops on Monday, he's scared of walking the streets of Anambra State or Onitsha alone on Monday. And that's the truth. So if he likes, let him threaten the people from now till tomorrow. It does not solve the problem. The problem is that the people have, over years, their fear, the fear has been sold to them. They have lived in fear of coming out on Mondays. So for you to bring them to come back, you need to douse that fear. You need to take that fear away from their psychic. Not by trying to force them. If on Monday now they open their shops, unknown gunmen and come there and kill them, what will he say? The only thing you hear the governor saying is condolences. We will investigate the matter. We will ensure that the culprits are arrested. Meanwhile, corpses are in the mortuary. Now he's trying to also create another problem. Before now, I'll tell you before now, before that pronouncement, the sit-at-home was fading away on its own. It was fading away on its own. Now he has gone to awaken the sleeping dog. Because he believes he's a governor. That's why we keep telling Nigerians, when you want to vote people into office, make sure you're voting people that their head is complete and working.
So what do you think will happen by Monday now? I mean, the marketers have been begging for the market to be open today, Saturday, I mean tomorrow, Saturday. So what do you think will happen on Monday? If maybe some of them will come.
If you open the market, are you going to go to people's homes to force them to come to the market? Market is a two-way thing. You open your shop because you are going to come and buy. The people that are supposed to come to the market to buy stuffs, are you going to Go back. Now you are forcing the market to open. Are you going to force the people out from their houses to come and buy? That's the question we should be asking. How many luxurious buses travel to the southeast on Mondays? How many? So make you see, precious, this matter. Make we not leave the main issue with a scratch. Person get cancer, you dey scratch on top the skin. The skin at home in the southeast it has a spiral head. And you cannot cut all at once. It is one thing to ask the traders to open their shops. They open their shops. They open their shops. Are you not going to go back to people's home and say you must come out to go and trade in the market? So if you people don't come out to go and trade, I will close down your villages. Or I will uproot your village from wherever it is and send it to Lagos.
So he said that the next people he would come for are school proprietors, owners of schools in Anambra State. If you dare not open your school, you're in trouble. You're in real trouble.
You see, they say here the gods wants to destroy. They play music where you're going to dance to. You're not going to understand what they happen.
But he may be very well on his way to achieve that. He may be.
You think so?
Yeah.
Precious, let me ask
Because
you a
at
question.
some point, the marketers were already begging that he should announce.
Precious. You have to go to the southeast to understand what is happening. I have relatives in the southeast, cut across the entire state in the southeast. And I can tell you what is going on. People are scared. If you force the marketers to open market on Sunday, that's a question you have not answered. That's a question that Soludo has not answered. Is he going to mobilize policemen all over the place? If people open their shops and unknown gunmen come and kill 1 or 2 persons, what do you think will happen? Don't you think that the state will be on fire? Don't you think so? Don't you think that what he's trying to stop will not become a major problem? Sometimes I wonder who's advising some of these people. The situation in Anambra State is something you apply emotional intelligence in dealing with it. And you need to be smart, you need to be articulate, you need to be coordinated to deal with that situation. You don't deal with it because you think it's campaign. You want to show you are popular. I know where that popularity is coming from. I cannot point and go there. After the disgrace they give her for church, where you go meet with Ipob since that time, but they bite them.
Yeah? How?
Yeah. When they were launching the cathedral, after they introduced him, you know, by then even before they called Ipob name, everywhere don't erupt.
Anyway.
And Ipob has told him, saying, Charles Soludo, first governance for the people. First governance. It's not about him.
Why do you think? What has that incident got to do with what's going on now?
It's got a lot to do. He's going around now. What he wants to show is that he wants to show that he's popular. He wants to tell Mr. President that he can do certain things. So all of them don't promise vote. You don't know? They don't promise votes. So they are looking for ways to say, if the thing fails, they will say, but we did our best. We campaigned. We cajoled our people. We did this. But these are people, they are too stubborn. And that is the truth. The man does not understand what we call organic love. If he understands it, he will face proper governance. He will know that the problem in Anambra State is not about opening shops. That the problem in Anambra State is about dialogue, being able to provide security. When the people see that there is security on the streets, the people will come. After all, you know, you hear the proverb say, now person when the papa send good thief, now they useless scattered. Because when the papa say, go and thief, I'm standing for you. You don't need for the door, then lock the door, you go take leg, push the door down. Because you know, say, you can't say the back out.
But do you think the Southeast leaders did enough for Nnamdi Kanu? You know, since one of the things we say, the IPOB.
The Southeast leaders sold out Nnamdi Kanu. Yes.
Why?
They sold him out. They're afraid of him. They say the boy, his mouth, they smell, just like our own mouth, they smell. We agree. Our mouth, they smell.
My mouth, they smell.
You know why our mouth, they smell? Our mouth, they smell because we they see the bad things that they do. And we they tell them. Enugu State, Anambra State, they build international, local and international airport. Enugu State, we get the international airport. When we don't even know how international that one will be. Ebonyi State, they build airport. Very soon, Abia State go join them. Imo State get their own airport.
Abia State not start already now. Where then demolish, where then they evacuate a village, a section of a village.
Right. Now, Precious, let me ask you a question. How many Nigerians today who afford ticket to fly? How many citizens of Abia, they're outside Abia? Why is that the governors in the Southeast not thinking in terms of coming together to work for the growth of the Southeast? Why are they not thinking that way? Why are they thinking this? It must be me, it must be me, it must be me. Democracy is not about the governors. Democracy is about the people. Precious, do you know the amount of money these states would save if they network the entire Southeast by train? You've gone out of Nigeria. You've seen how train works. The train, they know their timing. You will have to wait for train for 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, the train will be there. So if you're traveling from Abia, if you want to go from Umuahia and you want to catch a flight in Owerri, you know how many minutes it will take for that train to get to Owerri. The same thing will happen. The entire Southeast. And then you begin, when you finish that networking, you begin to gradually extend it to other states. You will save manpower, you will save cost, you will create employment for your people, you will make life easier for everyone, you will facilitate trade. I don't need to go from Imo to Onitsha to buy items. I will not start looking for bus. When I buy the things, take it into a train. I can leave my house in the morning from Owerri in less than 45 minutes by train. I'm in Onitsha. Would that not have been a very wonderful thing? So when you see the Southeast leaders sit down and talk of marginalization, my dear, they are talking rubbish. They are talking about what they want to collect from the federal government. They are talking of their empty pockets, their pockets are going dry. They are not interested about the people. That is why you see somebody like Ojus Okalu, Ikpasu, the same failures who ruled out there for 24 years collectively, coming out to gang up to remove a man who is developing the state. Because Alexotti is a madman who is doing what he shouldn't do. Because failed governors, failed former governors, they all retired to the Senate. And then these are the people that are making laws for you. And you think this country will move forward.
All right, sir. Just to add to what you're saying, Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Igboho, that is Sunday Adeyemo, has commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Southwest governors and traditional rulers. It is here, the president, the Southwest governors, and the traditional rulers in Yoruba land generally, for his freedom and return to Nigeria. after nearly 5 years in exile. Even though say he may not become Nigeria, I'm not saying that they see him since. So not be say the out of Nigeria since, because I know that there's been rumors of him being seen here and there, but he just wasn't so public, obvious. Now Igboho was, who was declared wanted during the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. President Tinubu don't come out of the wanted list. So a lot of people they talk say now here, now the Yoruba leaders, the governors, all of them, even though their political parties then get, despite their political affiliations, all of them come together to seek for in release. Why if we say the Southeast leaders not do the same for Nnamdi Kanu? If not the same
To align with that saying that the Igbos have no leaders. And that saying is not because the Igbos do not want to have leaders, but because over time the people have seen that the so-called leaders are useless. Every one of them who call themselves leaders. You remember when Sunday Igboho was arrested in Benin Republic? You remember? Your former president went, Obasanjo, traditional rulers left Lagos, left their domains, and went to Benin Republic.
Including Professor Wole Soyinka also at that time.
That is what I'm saying now. When Nnamdi was extradited from Kenya to Nigeria, Nico, tell me, how many of your Igbo leaders speak out? You also remember that at a point in time, fingers were pointed at some Igbo so-called leaders as being responsible for bringing him back to Nigeria.
Like they betrayed him.
Exactly. The Igbos will betray you, Obego. If any Igbo na anu Igbo man, if anu Ego, no ego like this will betray you.
That's not a fair thing to say to your tribe.
No, I'm an Igbo man, and I'm saying it. I'm probably an Igbo man, and I'm telling you. A lot of people you see today as Igbo men, they will betray you for money.
So you think that's what they did to Nnamdi Kanu? You think that's what they did to Nnamdi?
I kept telling people, in the daytime, you will see them gather like saints, like angels. The same people gather in the daytime, and the same people gather in the night to say, don't let him go. And that's the truth. And they all know themselves. Their conscience will be pricking them. That is if they have any. We kept saying that the issue of Nnamdi Kanu was purely a political issue that deserved a political solution. You remember there was a time the younger brother of Nnamdi Kanu was accusing Sheikh Tinubu that they had an agreement.
Yes, that he betrayed the agreement.
Did you also call the Igbo leaders look into that statement? Did they? So sometimes when you see things like this, you ask yourself, what is that? The Igbos used to be united. But the set of politicians we have from the Southeast, they have balkanized the Southeast for greed and selfishness. They have sold the heart of the Southeast to demons. And I've always said it, and I will keep saying it to tomorrow, that the Igbo leaders are culpable with whatever is going on in the Southeast. With whatever has happened to Nnamdi Kanu, the Igbo leaders are culpable. They know themselves. They cannot deny it. They cannot deny it. I'm sure wherever Sunday Igboho is, he'll be thanking God that he's not an Igbo man. It's the truth. In all the things about Nnamdi Kanu, did you ever see the Obi of Onitsha leave Onitsha and come down to Abuja to meet Mr. President and say, this is our son? But you saw what the Ooni of Ife did.
The Oni of Ife, even the newly
Awujara.
crowned. No, apart from that, even the newly crowned what's his name now? The newly crowned
Oba of
Olubadan.
Oyo.
Even
Olu of
Olubadan.
Ibadan.
Even this one, what they just
Yes.
that means all of them they've been talking about him. They've
Did
been
you ever see the Obi of Onitsha? Stand up.
because the first thing he did, he went to these royal highnesses to thank them, including the Olubadan of Ibadan.
I am asking you a question, Precious.
Sir,
Did you ever see the Obi of Onitsha stand up in all his regalia and say, Mr. President, this is my child. Release him to me. You will not see that.
that must be a rhetoric question because I don't have
You
answers
will
to
never
that.
see that. You will never see that. Where you expect the Igbo man to stand up and defend the cause of the Igbo man, you will never see them do that. You will never see them do that. It's so painful.
So, do you know that earlier today, we hear that the people of a particular village in Ebonyi State woke up to a massacre early hours of this morning. They just entered the village, a gunmen, begin shoot anyhow, then behead more than 5 people, cut their head or carry their head together with people who then kidnap people. I've never heard such of an atrocity happening before. Burnt houses. This attack happened unprovoked. Now, a lot of people they expect your minister for works, Dave Umahi, because now he states, and now boy, now be the governor to talk about it. But this is happening in your state, and we need to actually look for people who do this thing. And how can you behead people in a 21st century?
He will never talk about it. He will rather talk about Calabar. He will rather talk about how the Igbos have all agreed to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu 2027. Precious, the Igbo leaders we have today are very mean and wicked. You need to take a journey around Southeast. You will shed tears. You will shed tears. Is it Imo? You only stay in the Southeast and you will feel some relief and some touch of governance is Abia. It's Abia.
But I thought
So mention any state in the Southeast you will go to.
Sir?
You want to tell me that the 5 governors in the Southeast cannot stop the insecurity in the Southeast if they want to? But rather, they will set up a body that will eliminate all the young boys in the Southeast. How come that during elections in the Southeast, the unknown government don't come out? You don't hear about them. All because of power. All because of power. So those who said that power corrupts absolutely, they were not wrong. They were not wrong. So we need to reappraise those we call elders in Igbo land. Unfortunately, the people you call elders today, a lot of them are not worth the salt.
All right, so let's quickly move on to other issues, sir. Very quickly. I don't know if you heard the story about an Hollywood filmmaker, actor Stanley Amandi, being arrested and questioned over by authorities over plotting a coup against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I don't know if you've read about it. Have you, sir?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Would you like to jump in on that very briefly, sir?
Well, for me, Precious, we said that the army in black and white, without mincing words, that there was no coup.
Yes, they did say so.
And they said to us that the army officers that are being detained was as a result of acts of indiscipline, insubordination, dereliction of duty. And thereafter, people said, no, there was a coup. And then when I hear that a one-time governor was declared wanted, at the end of the day, out. And while we are still battling with, was there really a coup or not? Well, it's based on what the army have said, They started ransacking his house and pushing people out of his house. It took the military almost going to 4 months to own up. And then I asked, what is a Nollywood actor doing? Was he going to be the one to play the role of, the president?
Well, they said that his role is that of a propagandist. Okay.
So I'm asking, you're looking for someone to do propaganda for you. You don't see all this Uncle Shy and all this MC down for them that are available. So there is more to this whole issue of coup that meets the eye. There's more to it. But this is what I would say. When the names of the coup plotters were released, Precious,
Sir?
I said one thing. I said, God, you are a wonderful God.
Mm.
Yes.
Why?
Because 1966 coup that was not led by the Igbos. The Igbos were accused of doing it. That is why the Igbos are still marginalized in Nigeria of today. Even though people have come out separately to say it was not an Igbo agenda. So imagine if all these army officers arrested were from the Southeast. What do you think would have happened in the Southeast?
Even if one was from the Southeast, it would have been a problem. But
by now, our Yoruba brothers, that their bloods are boiling, that their bloods are smoking, would have come after the Igbos. And those of them who do not know how to put their mouth to talk, by now, they would have used some bad words. By now, we would have been reading so many grammar, news article, press release from the presidency. But then, at the end of the day, we thank God the way the thing played out. For me, nobody in Nigeria supports anything called coup. But what we're asking is, why did the military lie? And then now you're arresting an Hollywood actor, an Hollywood director, and you say because he was supposed to carry out propaganda work. I bet when they publish some of the propaganda links now, or some of the articles, or some of the skills that they don't design for the propaganda. It's unfortunate, but if we look at it also, you will find out that it is the hunger, the frustration, the fact that the government is not living up to what it promised Nigerians. Then that's why you're having such agitations. That's why you're having such agitations. So, he has been arrested. Obviously, they will not try him under martial law. They have to try him in court because he's a bloody civilian.
But he's been arrested since September because, according to sources, his last post is far away in September. So that means at that time when this coup thing leaked, now they arrested.
All of them were arrested at that time now.
Yeah, at that time. So it's...
well, thank God that the families of those who were arrested started making noise. I said 3 weeks ago, it was their noise that brought the whole thing to limelight. Because they said, if you're saying that there was no coup and you're arrested, our children are in detention, our husbands are in detention, they're falling sick, they're not getting good medical attention, let them go. It's unfortunate, honestly. It's unfortunate that we are in a country where our government will lie to us and their eyes go strong. I remember the day that they tell somebody, say, carry your phone, put this side water. And I go, and I was saying it.
Welcome to Shamrasi News TV.